Sometimes silence is louder than any confession. That night, when I walked into the party, with her there by my side, my wife turned pale. She didn't speak, didn't blink. She just froze. And in that frozen moment, the truth bled out, in front of everyone. You might think stories like these only exist in movies, but this was real. It happened to me. Watch till the end, because what followed will stay with you forever. We weren't perfect. But who is? My wife and I had been together for almost 10 years. We shared a home, memories, laughter, and family traditions. She was the kind of woman who lit up a room, always smiling, always social. I was quieter, steady, the one who planned everything, kept things on track, made sure life was balanced. But something had changed. Over the last year, there was a distance I couldn't name, a wall I couldn't climb. She'd be on her phone more, step out for calls, come home later than usual. When I asked where she'd been, she always had an answer. Too smooth, too polished. And every time I brought it up, she'd flip it back, on me. You don't trust me? You're being dramatic. I started doubting myself. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I was the problem. Until the night I met her. It was at a work event, just a few weeks before the party. She was standing near the refreshment table, looking as lost as I felt. We struck up a conversation. She introduced herself quietly. Her tone had a strange sadness. She was kind, calm, careful with her words. I didn't know how we got into it so fast, but suddenly we were talking about trust, about feeling like strangers in our own homes. Her voice trembled when she said, "I think my husband is hiding something." I didn't say anything for a second. Then I said, "I think my wife is too." We shared stories. Small things at first. Odd. Phone calls, changes in habits, too many meetings on weekends. Then came the name. We said it at the same time. Her husband. My wife. Our hearts dropped, eyes locked. Time stopped. We didn't scream. We didn't cry. We just sat in silence. The shock had settled into something worse. Clarity. She told me everything she'd found. Texts, calls, lies. I told her what. I'd noticed too. The puzzle pieces clicked into place. We weren't strangers anymore. We were the ones left in the dark by the people we loved most. That's when she said, "Let's give them a night to remember. Not for revenge, not for drama, but for truth." So, we planned it. The charity party was a big one. Everyone would be there, including them. We agreed to arrive together, not holding hands, not pretending anything. Just two people walking into a room, side by side. The room was lit with chandeliers and chatter. Laughter echoed across the hall. When we walked in, it was like the air got sucked out of the room. My wife saw us first. She stopped mid-sentence. Her smile dropped. Her eyes widened. And then, silence. People turned, looked at her, then at us. She couldn't hide the fear in her face. She couldn't fake it anymore. I didn't say anything. Just looked at her. She looked at the woman beside me, and the realization broke across her face like a storm. Her lover's wife. Her husband. Standing together, unbothered. United by pain. She tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come, and in that silence, everything fell apart. That night didn't end in shouting. There were no flying glasses, no public scenes, just truth, heavy in the air. She followed me outside later, tried to talk. I listened, not because I believed her, but because I needed closure. She cried, apologized, said she didn't know how it all spiraled. I said, "You had chances. You just didn't care enough." We separated quietly. No legal battle, no drama, just space. As for the other woman, we stayed in touch. Not as lovers, not as partners, but as two people who understood pain and rose from it. Sometimes healing comes from the most broken places. Betrayal doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes it walks in quietly and changes everything.